Welcome back to another episode of Game Time with Graham. And lately, in 2022, the college football playoffs have went down. TCU beat a tight one against Michigan, which gets them, the number 3 ranked TCU, in a spot against a nail-biter with no Ruggles missing at the last second against Georgia, barely slipping in against Ohio State. So some key players and predictions and things we think were going to happen are coming up. I'll start with the key players. TCU wide receiver number 1, Quentin Johnston, I think is going to have a huge game. And then they have some good secondary and some linebackers. Cornerback, Tre'Davious Hodges-Tomlinson, I think is going to have a good game today. And obviously, Max Duggan. He can throw, but he can also do it with his legs. As for the Georgia side, Brock Bowers, they didn't use him much last game, but I think he's going to have a big game here in the national championship. Georgia might beat him to get a tight one against the Horned Frogs. Adonai Mitchell hasn't caught a pass since week 2 till last week when he caught a pass against Ohio State. He didn't just catch one. He had a fiery game, and I think they're going to need all the help they can get against this great Horned Frog defense. I really do think it's going to be a tight game. Georgia may have the better defense of anybody, but if I had to say, TCU could stay in it with Duggan, maybe doing something like getting more plays involved. Quentin Johnson, linebacker Johnny Hodges will make a big show tonight, I think. And so that's what I think is going to happen. But my predictions are Georgia's going to show up first, and then TCU will try to fight back. But I don't think the Horned Frogs can come back, and Georgia will outlast them. Georgia, I don't know if it was a fluke against Ohio State, but they were doing, their defense wasn't good, their offense wasn't star, because I think they didn't use Brock Bowers that much, which may have been a mistake, and Adonai Mitchell was more of the key part there. Stetson Bennett, senior, 5th-year senior, a good player, especially at the quarterback position. A good, accurate thrower, and if he has to do it with his legs, he'll do it, but not as much as Duggan will do. So my predictions for this one are probably Georgia is going to pull away, and I think they're going to get 45 points, a big one for Georgia. TCU, it was a scoring day last week, but maybe a little less. 42-31. Georgia is going to pull it off. Mark it. 32-41. That's my picks. Make sure to leave a comment of what your picks are for the national championship below. Hit that like button and remember to subscribe. This was Game Time with Graham.